Shalom and welcome to Yeshiva B'nai Noach. I'm Tom Averna. This is the beginning biblical Hebrew course. And we're concluding chapter 18, the chapter on participles. We'll conclude with Tall Tales and the book of Ruth. And our tall tale is adapted from Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks, vi ha-duvim ha-tzadikim, or Goldilocks and the Three and the righteous bears, be the translation here. So for bear, some of the new vocabulary we'll be seeing: dov and dubim. Dov singular, dubim plural. Forest, ya'ar, ya'ar. Papa bear, av, dov. Mama bear, aim, duba. Sunny bear, ben, dov. And door is delet, or deletot in the plural, or daltot in the word pair form, door of. Beautiful, yafe, or yafim. The verb to break, shavar, shin, vet, resh, and is broken in the present tense would be shavor. Shavor. Bed is mishkav, mishkavot in the plural, and mishkav in the word pair form. Another verb to lie down, shechav. Her eyes, einea, eineha, and to forgive, slach, slach. And now we begin. Vayehi bayamim hahem yashvu dubim tzadikim bevetam al yad haya'ar. Vayehi b'mishpacha avdov em duba uvein dov. So, and it came to pass in those days, righteous bears lived in their house near the forest. And there was in the family Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Sunny Bear. Hadubim ha'ele hayu osim ma'asim tovim v'notnim devarim lekol behemot haya'ar. Al ken yad'u kol ha-behemot ki dalatot beit haduvim petuchot ka'asher hem yotzim ein chai echad asher yikach mehem. So these bears were doing good deeds and giving words or things, but things probably here. We're giving things to all the animals of the forest. Alkane, therefore, all of the animals knew that the doors of the house of the bears were open. When, kasher, when they went out, or when they went out or when they go out, there is no one alive who would take from them. B'chol yom osa em duba lechem v'notenet oto לממשפחה. היא עושה לעבדו לחם גדול מאוד. היא עושה לה לחם גדול, ולבנה עושה לחם קטן. So every day, Mama Bear makes bread and gives it to to the family, gives it to the family. That's part of the word mishpacha. She makes, for Papa Bear, a very big bread. She makes for herself a big bread. And for her son, she makes a small bread. Yom echad asta em duba lechem v'tomer. Nerad la ya'ar ki hayom yafe meod. Etein lachem et lachmechem acharei ken. V'kein aso vayardu ha-dubim ha-tzadikim leya'ar v'daltot vetam petuchot. So one day, Mama Bear made bread, and she said, "We will go down to the forest because today is very beautiful. I will give bread bread to you afterwards." And thus they did. And so they did. And the righteous bears went down to the forest, and the doors of their house were open. Vayehi bayom hayafe haze gam Goldilocks yordet leya'ar. Hi ro'a et ha'etzim hayafim saviv v'shoma'at et kol ha'behemot ha'ketanot. Vatelech Goldilocks vatere v'hine bayit katan v'ha'deletot petuchot. And it came to pass on this beautiful day, Goldilocks was also going down to the forest. She sees the beautiful trees round about or around, and she hears the sound or the voice of the small animals. Goldilocks walked and saw, and behold, there was a small house, and the doors were open. Vatelech Goldilocks ad habayit, vata'avor ben ha'delatot ha'petuchot el beit hadubim vatimtza et halechem ha'asui la mishpacha. So Goldilocks walked until or up to the house. And she crossed over between the open doors to the house of the bears. And she found the bread that was made for the family. And Goldilocks, let's read the Hebrew first. Vatochal Goldilocks milechem avdov v'tomer. Oh, halechem hazeh rav li meod. Vatochal gam milechem emduva v'tomer Halechem hazeh od rav li. Vatochal Goldilocks Melechem ben Dov v'tomer Halechem hazeh katan v'hu tov li v'ata ochal et hakol v'ken asta. So Goldilocks ate from the bread of Papa Bear, of the Papa Bear, and she said, "Oh, this is too much. This is too much bread for me." She ate also from the bread of Mama Bear, and she said, "This bread is still very much or too much for me." Goldilocks ate from the bread of Sunny Bear, and she said, "This bread is small and it is good for me. And now I will eat all of it." Or all of it understood. And thus she did. Vayehi achar ha-devarim ha'ele vatimtza Goldilocks et ha-kisot ha-omdim babayit vateshev bekise avdov vatomer. Oh, hakise, excuse me, hazeh gadol li meod, vateshev bachise emduva, vatomer, hakise hazeh od gadoli. So, and it came to pass after these things, Goldilocks found the chairs standing in the house. She sat, again, these are just the vowels, conversives, which don't have to be translated. She sat in the chair of Papa Bear, and she said, "Oh, this seat is very big for me, very big for me." She sat on the chair of Mama Bear, and she said, "This chair is still big for me." Vateshev בכיסא בן דב ותאמר, או, הכיסא הזה קטן והוא טוב לי. ותשבור גולדילקס את הכיסא הקטן כאשר היא יושבת עליו, והנה הכיסא שבור. So she sat on the chair of Sunny Bear, and she said, "Oh, this chair is small, and it is good for me." Goldilocks broke the small chair as she was sitting in it, and behold, the chair was broken. ותמצא אחרי כן את המשפחות העמדים בבית, ותשכב על משכב אבדוב, ותאמר, או, המשכב הזה גדול לי מאוד. And after that, or afterwards, she found the beds standing in the house. She lay down on the bed of Papa Bear, and she said, "Oh, this bed is very big for me." ותשכב על משכב דובה, ותאמר, המשכב הזה עוד גדול לי. ותשכב על משכב בן דב, ותאמר, המשכב הזה קטן והוא טוב לי. אשכב על המשכב הקטן הטוב הזה לעולם. So she lay down on the bed of Mama Bear, and she said, "This bed is still too big, or still big for me." And she lay down on the bed of Sunny Bear, and she said, "This bed is small, and it is good for me. I will lay down on the bed, the small bed, I will lay down on the good small bed, Let's try this one more time. And I will lay down on this good small bed, leolam, forever. Vaya'alu ha'dubim ha'tzadikim ba'et hahi el betam. Vayomer avdov bekolo hagadol me'od. Mi haya ochel melachmi. Vayomer em duba bekola hagadol. Mi haya ochel melachmi. At that time, the righteous bears went up to their house. Papa Bear said in his very big voice, "Who was eating my bread?" Mama Bear said in her big voice, "Who was eating my bread?" Vayomer ben Dov bekolo hakatan, mi achal milachmi v'ein li lechem od. Vayar avdov et kiso ha'omed bimkomo. Vayomer bekolo hagadol meod. Mi haya yashev bakise. Sunny Bear said in his small voice, "Who ate my bread, and there is no bread for me?" Or there is no bread again or still. Papa Bear saw his chair sitting in its place. He said in his very big voice, "Who was sitting in my chair?" Vatere em duba et kisa ha'omed b'mekomo v'tomer bekola hagadol. Mi haya yoshev bekise. Vayara ben Dov et makom kiso ach kiso lo amad bemekomo. So Mama Bear saw her chair standing in its place, and she said in her big voice, "Who was sitting in my chair?" Sunny Bear saw the place of his chair, but his chair was not standing in its place. Vayomer ben Dov, mi yashav bekisi, v'ata hu shavor. וירא עבדוב את משכבו העמד במקומו, ויאמר בקולו הגדול מאוד, מי היה שוכב במשכבי? Sunny Bear said, who sat in my chair, and now it is broken? Papa Bear saw his bed standing in its place, and he said in his very big voice, who was lying in my bed? ותרא אם דובה את משכבה העומד במקומו, ותאמר בקולה הגדול, מי היה שוכב במשכבי? וירא בן דוב את משכבו העומד במקומו, ובתוכו נערה. So, Mama Bear saw her bed standing in its place, and said in a very big voice, who was lying in my bed? And Sunny Bear said, Sunny Bear saw his bed in its place, and a young woman was in it. ויאמר בן דוב בקולו הקטן, מי הייתה שוכבת במשכבי ועוד שוכבת שם? ותשמע גולדילקס את קולות הדובים הצדיקים, ותפתח את עיניה, ותרא את הדובים העומדים על ידה. Sunny Bear said in his small voice, who was lying in my bed and is still lying there? Goldilocks heard the voices of the righteous bears, and she opened her eyes and she saw the bears standing near her, or next to her. כה אמר עבדוב בקולו הגדול, מה את עושה בביתנו? ותאמר גולדילקס בקול קטן, סלח לי. So Papa Bear said in his big voice, "What are you doing in our house?" And Goldilocks said in a small voice, "Please forgive me." Or actually, there's no please here, just forgive me. ידעתי כי זה ביתכם, אך ביתכם יפה מאוד, ולחמכם רב מאוד, וכיסכם ומשכבכם טובים מאוד. אני אוהבת את מקומכם, אשר עמכם לעולם ועד. וכן עשתה. So Goldilocks continuing to talk, she says, I knew this was your house, or I knew that this was your house, but your house is very beautiful, and your bread is very much, or there's plenty, there's plentiful. And your chairs and your bed is very good, or are very good. I love your place. I will live with you forever and ever. And so she did. Whether or not they lived happily ever after, it does not say. Let's continue now with the book of Ruth. This is essentially from chapter 2, verses 4 through 7. Again, it's not word for word from the chapter. The book uses words you know, and pretty much gives you the translation and the words that are new to the segment. So we'll not translate this, but we'll go ahead and read the Hebrew. והנה בועז יצא מבית לחם אל השדות, ויאמר לקוצרים. ויאמרו לו, יברכך השם. ויאמר בועז לנערו, ראש הכותרים, למי הנערה הזאת? ויען הנער ראש הכותרים, ויאמר, נערה מואביה היא אשר שבה עם נעמי משדה מואב. ותאמר לי, הלכת אחרי הכותרים, ותלקט Kol hayom ve'ad ata. So that's chapter 18, Tall Tales and Ruth. I know we don't normally translate the Tall Tales here, but I just thought it would be fun to do that with Goldilocks and the Three Bears, or the righteous, the righteous bears. And also, don't forget, normally you can find the translation as well as listen to the readings on Quizlet. Be sure and check that out. Be sure and check out Google Docs for any handouts, anything that we do there. So be sure and look there to see what is available to you. I don't always talk about it here, but good stuff. There's good stuff on there, so check it out. Be sure and make use of it. Otherwise, we'll be back with chapter 19. We'll be looking at numbers. So we'll be learning how to count in Hebrew. Hope to see you then. Thanks for sharing this time with me. For Yeshiva B'nai Noach, I'm Tom Averna. Shalom.